Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Boost English Skill podcast.
Your daily English boost.
It's so nice to have you here with us today. I'm Luna.
And I'm John. I was just thinking about thinking before we started. Isn't that funny?
It is funny, but it's perfect for today. Welcome, everyone. We're really glad you're here. Our topic today is a big goal for many language learners. We're talking about how to think in English.
Yes, that moment when you stop translating in your head and the thoughts just come in English. We want to explore how to get there.
We've marked this episode for English levels A2 to B1, so we'll use clear, natural sentences and tell simple, everyday stories.
If you are a strong beginner at level A1, please don't worry. This is a wonderful chance to just listen to the rhythm of an English conversation.
Let the words wash over you. Don't try to catch every single word. Just listen, like you're listening to a stream of water. Your brain is absorbing the patterns.
Exactly. There is no pressure, just a calm chat between friends.
Before we begin, we'd be so grateful for your support. If our podcast helps you, please give us a like, subscribe, and share it with a friend.
It helps us reach more learners, and it helps build our calm community.
So, how to think in English? John, when you hear that phrase, what does it mean to you? What does it feel like?
To me, it feels like a shortcut. When you think in English, speaking becomes faster. There's no middle step, no translation. The thought and the word are almost the same thing.
It's a more direct path from your idea to your mouth.
Yes, and it feels more natural, less like work, more like just being yourself, but in English.
I love that, being yourself in English. But for many learners, their inner voice is still in their first language. So how do we invite English into that quiet space inside our heads?
I think we start very, very small. We don't try to think a complex philosophical thought in English on day one.
No, that would be very difficult.
Right. We start with single words, the names of things.
So the naming exercise.
Yes, you look around the room you're in right now, and you say the name of each object, but in your mind, not out loud. Window, chair, table, lamp.
You don't say the word in your language, you just see the object and the English word comes to mind directly.
Exactly. You're building a direct connection between the thing and the English word without your first language in the middle.
This is something you can do anytime, anywhere. On the bus, you look and think tree, car, building, dog.
It's simple, it's private, and it's powerful practice. It's the foundation of thinking in English.
So step one is just naming objects around you in your mind. That feels very manageable.
It is, and you can do it for just 1 minute a day. That's enough to start building the habit.
I'm curious for our listeners. Have you ever tried to name things around you in English? How did it feel?
You can tell us in the comments if you like. We're always interested in your experiences.
We read every comment, and it helps us understand what you're working on.
Okay, after naming single objects, what's the next step?
I think the next step is simple descriptions. You add a color or a size.
So instead of just car, you think red car or big tree.
Yes, you're making slightly more complex thoughts, but they're still tied to what you can see. They're grounded in reality.
This is a safe way to practice because you're not inventing anything. You're just describing what's there.
Right. You're not trying to think, what is the meaning of life? You're thinking, the blue cup is on the wooden table.
That's a complete English sentence in your mind, and it's true. It's real.
And once that feels comfortable, you can add simple actions. You describe what you are doing.
Give me an example.
Okay, you're making coffee. In your mind, you think, I am pouring water. I am waiting. The coffee smells good.
You're narrating your own life, like you're the commentator in your own head, but in English.
Yes, it feels a little strange at first, but it's incredibly good practice. It connects verbs, actions to your daily life.
And you're using the present continuous tense naturally without thinking about grammar rules. I am walking, I am cooking, I am listening.
Exactly. The grammar comes naturally when you're describing real, ongoing actions. This is how we learn our first language, by connecting words to our experiences.
This is such a practical, gentle method. You're just talking to yourself in your head about your own day.
And this kind of internal practice is perfect for building fluency. It's the kind of English you really use to navigate the world.
It's functional English, and it's great listening practice for you right now, just hearing us talk about these ideas in a calm way.
It really is. Okay, let's talk about a common challenge. What do you do when you don't know a word?
Ah, the gap. You're describing your kitchen and you want to say spatula, but you don't know the word.
That's a key moment. In the past, you might stop, translate in your head, find the word, and then continue.
But that breaks the flow of thinking in English. It brings your first language back in.
So we need a new strategy for gaps. I think the strategy is to describe around the word.
Describe around it?
Yes, if you don't know spatula, you think the thing for turning eggs or the flat kitchen tool.
You keep the thought in English, even if the vocabulary is simple. You don't switch languages.
Right. This is a crucial skill for real conversation, too. When you forget a word while speaking, you describe it. So this mental practice prepares you for that.
That's brilliant. So thinking in English isn't about having a perfect vocabulary, it's about being able to keep your thoughts flowing in English, even with simple words.
Yes, it's about flexibility and staying in the English channel of your mind.
I love that. Staying in the English channel. That's a great way to say it.
Now, what about emotions and feelings? That's harder than describing objects.
It is, because feelings are abstract. They don't sit on the table for you to point at.
So for this, we might start with basic words. I feel happy. I feel tired. I feel hungry.
Very basic, and that's okay. The goal is to label the feeling in English as soon as you notice it.
Instead of feeling a knot of anxiety and having a long internal conversation in your first language, you just think, I feel nervous.
You name it in English. That simple act can sometimes make the feeling feel more manageable, too.
It can. It creates a little space between you and the feeling, and you did it in English.
This is deep practice. You're changing your relationship with your own inner world and doing it in English.
It is deep, and it takes time. Let's talk about another tool, the planning exercise.
Planning? Like planning your day?
Yes, when you wake up or when you're on your way to work, try to plan your day in English in your head.
First, I will have breakfast. Then I will go to the office. I have a meeting at 10.
You're using the future tense naturally. You're connecting time and actions. It's a very useful mental habit.
And if you can't think of a word for a task, you describe it. I will do the thing with the numbers, which means your budget.
Exactly. The thing with the numbers. That's perfect. You stayed in English.
This is making me realize that thinking in English is a skill built on many small, simple exercises.
It is. It's not one big magical shift. It's a collection of small habits that you build over time.
Let's talk about input. To think in English, you need to have English in your head to work with.
The fuel for your thoughts. You get that from listening and reading.
Right. The more you listen to conversations like this one, the more phrases, rhythms, and patterns your brain absorbs.
Your inner voice learns by copying the voices it hears. So if you listen to calm, clear English often, your inner voice will start to sound like that.
That's a beautiful thought. You're feeding your mind with the sounds of the language.
And reading does the same thing, but with written patterns. It shows you how sentences are built.
So daily input is essential. Even 10 minutes a day of listening or reading gives your brain material to use for its thoughts.
Exactly. This is why consistency is more important than long, occasional study sessions. Frequent contact keeps the English channel active.
I'm curious, listeners, what kind of English input do you enjoy most? Podcasts, music, TV shows, books?
Tell us in the comments if you want. Sharing your favorites can help others find good material too.
Now, a big question. Should you try to stop thinking in your first language?
Hmm, I don't think so. I think that's an impossible and stressful goal.
I agree. The goal is not to replace your first language. The goal is to add a new channel, an English channel that you can turn on when you want.
It's about choice. You want to be able to choose to think in English when it's useful, like when you're preparing for a conversation or practicing.
So it's not a battle against your mother tongue. It's an addition, a new room in the house of your mind.
That's a lovely way to see it. A new room. You decorate it with English words and phrases, and you visit it regularly.
Perfect. Now, what about when you're tired? Thinking in English takes more energy at first.
On tired days, it's okay to just do the tiny practices. Name 3 objects, that's it. Or even just listen to English without trying to think in it.
Be kind to yourself. Building a new mental habit is tiring. Your brain is literally creating new pathways.
So, rest is part of the process. Don't force it to the point of frustration.
Let's talk about a fun exercise, the opinion exercise.
Oh, this is a good one. What's that?
When you watch a movie or eat a meal or see a picture, form a simple opinion about it in English in your mind.
This pizza's good. That movie was interesting. She has a nice smile.
Yes, you're moving from description to evaluation. It's a higher level of thinking, but you can keep the sentences very simple.
This builds the skill of reacting in English, which is exactly what you do in a conversation.
Right. In a conversation, you don't just describe things, you give opinions, you agree, you disagree.
So, practicing this internally prepares you for real interaction. It's like a rehearsal.
Exactly. A safe, private rehearsal where no one hears your mistakes.
I love that. Now, another common question. How long does it take to start thinking in English naturally?
There's no fixed time. It depends on how much you practice, but you might notice small victories quickly.
What kind of small victories?
Like when you stub your toe and you think, ouch, in English automatically.
That's a true sign. Or when you see a friend and your internal hello is in English without trying.
Those automatic thoughts are the gold. They show the connection is becoming direct without your effort.
Celebrate those moments. They mean you're building the pathway.
So we have naming, describing, narrating actions, describing around gaps, labeling feelings, planning your day, giving opinions.
It's a full set of tools, and you can practice them all without any special equipment, just your own mind and your surroundings.
This is the kind of practice that turns English from a subject you study into a tool you use to live your life.
It integrates the language into your very being. And you know, listening to this conversation right now is providing the input your brain needs to build those thoughts.
It is. You're hearing natural sentence structures and vocabulary about this very topic. Your brain is filing it away for later use.
Let's talk about patience again. This is a slow process. You might have days where your mind feels quiet in English and days where it feels difficult.
That's normal. The path isn't straight. Just keep visiting the English room in your mind, even if only for a moment.
Consistency over intensity. A little practice every day is better than a long practice once a month.
Absolutely. Now, a practical tip. Set a reminder. Maybe a notification on your phone that says, think in English for 1 minute.
Or connect it to a daily habit. When I wait for the bus, I will describe 3 things in my mind in English.
Habit stacking. It makes it easier to remember.
We've covered so much ground. I think the most important idea is to start small and be kind to yourself.
And to remember that thinking in English is a skill you build, not a gift you either have or don't have.
Anyone can develop this skill with gentle, consistent practice.
I think we are coming to a gentle close. But before we finish, let's each share one tiny exercise we'll do this week.
Oh, good idea. John, you go first.
Okay, my tiny exercise is to name the color of every car I see on my walk to the shop, just in my head. Red car, blue car, white car.
I love that. So simple. My tiny exercise is to narrate my tea making. Every time I make tea, I'll try to think the steps in English.
I am boiling the water. I am choosing a cup. I am pouring the water. Perfect.
Listeners, what's one tiny exercise you could try this week? Maybe just naming objects in one room of your house?
Share your plan with us in the comments if you'd like. We'd love to know what you're going to try.
If this conversation has given you some helpful ideas, we'd be so grateful if you could help us share it.
Please give us a like, subscribe to the Boost English Skill podcast, and share it with a friend who is also on this language journey.
Your support lets us keep creating these calm, practical conversations for learners everywhere.
We'd love to hear about your progress. Tell us about a moment when you caught yourself thinking in English.
From both of us, thank you for your time and your effort. Building a new way of thinking is a beautiful, brave project.
Be patient with your mind. Celebrate the small, quiet moments when English appears in your thoughts without an invitation.
We are so proud of you. We'll be back soon with another cozy conversation.
Until then, be kind to your thoughts and visit your English room often.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.